Hello, everyone, and welcome to our second episode of A Moment of Gratitude with the Sanctuarian. I am so excited for today's guest. I want you all to help me welcome Catherine Bach. Welcome for our second episode.
Thank you.
All right. So if you want to just go ahead and introduce yourself and let our viewers know a little bit about what you do and your business.
Okay, happy to do so. I tell people I'm a recovering attorney and made a complete career change about 15 years ago. And now I am a career coach, an executive coach, and I help people with professional development, career management, career transition. And the part of my business that gives me the most joy is leading beach and spa retreats for women. It's been a great 15 years, and I look forward to another 15 years of supporting people.
Absolutely. What inspired you to want to start this part of your business working with clients that are kind of in that transition as well?
A couple of things. I myself had been in transition several times, and actually, it go all the way back to when I graduated from law school in 1981. I didn't look for a job until after I'd taken the bar, and then we didn't have the internet. I went to the public library and checked out a book on how to sell yourself into the right job. And it's just a process. I followed that process, had 2 target markets, sent out maybe 100 letters, got 5 interviews and 2 job offers. And that wasn't because I was the smartest kid coming out of law school, but I just knew I learned how to sell myself, and I'd help people through the years. So yeah, that was the beginning. And then I was reading, when I was in transition, time before last, I was reading the newspaper, and there was a little filler, and the question was, what would you do for free? What would you do for free even if people didn't pay you to do it? And I thought back over my career, and I thought, I would like to, I thought it was career counseling then. It's really career consulting and coaching. And through contacts, transitioned into being an outplacement consultant, working with people who had been downsized, right-sized, fired, or as they say in England, made redundant. And almost from the beginning, I felt like that was my life's purpose. That was what I had been put on this earth to do. So it doesn't get better than that.
That's amazing. Is there any piece of advice that you've received throughout your career that really kind of stuck with you and kept you inspired and wanting to continue to grow your business?
Jocelyn, that is a great question. And it actually goes all the way back to before I even went to college. I had been married, newly married, and my husband was in grad school. And I had like a customer service job for a company. And my manager, and I was just supporting service people, it certainly wasn't a high level job. But my manager asked me one day, he said, what do you want to do, with your life? What do you see as, and he went on to say that, because I didn't know, nobody had ever asked me that question. I didn't have any plans. I just kind of, left home 2 weeks after graduating from high school, went to work. My vision was making money so I could buy pretty clothes and have a good time, all of which I did. But he went on to say, you can do anything you want. And I'd never been told that. I'd never heard that message. And so I gave it some thought, and I decided that I wanted to become an attorney, get involved in politics, to help make the world a better place. So as soon as my husband finished his studies, I started college, and then I was very focused because I knew I had to have good grades to get into law school, and then went into law school, and about 2 weeks into law school changed my focus and took the corporate law route. And thus several different transitions when I found out I certainly didn't want to be a corporate lawyer. So it's been a journey, but that belief in me that said you can do anything you want, and that's part of what I share with people too. Let's explore possibilities. I want to encourage you to play your bigger game, and figure out who you want to be in the world and what difference you want to make. So that's kind of a long answer to your question.
That's fantastic, though. So in the process of starting your business, is there any struggles or challenges that you found you had to face early on when creating your business?
Well, it goes back to that belief, right? In 2005, I was, when the market turned, I was downsized and initially attempted to move into I thought I wanted to be an executive coach in the consulting field. And those doors didn't open for me. So in about 4 months, I go, well, I guess I'll do it myself, and enrolled in a graduate level professional and executive coaching program. And I'd worked with about 1,000 people over the course of the 5 years. I worked at DBM in outplacement, and one of my clients was an officer at Southwest Airlines here in Dallas. And so networking, I met with him and told him what I was doing, and said, think of me, if you ever need someone, need a coach. And that opened doors for me, and I met with someone who had requested an executive coach. And I thought the meeting went well. I go, yeah, he's going to choose me. And then I got a call from the head of HR saying he decided to go in a different direction. And it was at that point that I go, well, maybe I'm not supposed to be doing this. And I had attended a funeral at my church. And on the way home, I was thinking, maybe this is not for me. And then I got a call. There was a message on my answering machine from the head of HR saying, I would like for you to be my coach because I need help in creating my personal vision. So I go, yes. So it was discouraging, but I just find that people come to me through referral. All of my clients have been through referral. People come to me, when they're ready. So I don't, So again, it was continuing to persist in the midst of uncertainty and doubt.
Absolutely. Now, is there any piece of advice that you would give anyone of our viewers that's out there thinking about starting their own business?
Well, I would certainly encourage you to have some financial resources, because it's not going to happen overnight. And I had a little sum of money that I'd set aside that I thought I would use in my retirement. And then I go, I may not even make it to retirement. So, I used that. I funded my business, although I have it's not a high fixed cost business. In fact, I guess it's nearly all variable, but, have financial resources available to you. And if you're going to start your own business, be sure that it's something that you love to do or will love to do long term, and build those relationships, network. So people know who you are.
I agree with that. And I feel like one of the big things too is just find out what resources are in your local area that are there to help small businesses and individuals that are wanting to create something, because there's so many resources that a lot of people don't realize are out there that are for those people that are starting to want to create something and have something of their own, as their business. And I know I learned that firsthand, both living in Michigan, then to New York City. I mean, that was eye-opening for me. And
oh yeah.
And I didn't find out about a lot of these resources until I started networking. And a big thing about networking that I learned was there's tons of networking events out there, but to find ones that you're actually going to benefit from and that you can grow from was a huge thing that I learned the hard way a little bit. I found out that I really loved networking with other businesswomen and other female business owners and professionals and all different types of business, because I could learn from their experience and the knowledge that they've gathered along the way. And I found that they're actually some of the most supportive people that I've met along the way with business and just wanting to help other women grow. Have you had that experience networking? What kind of networking events are you drawn to?
Well, I'm like you. Initially, I just started out, scattergun approach. And my target market is, my sweet spot is professional women. So it's not to say I don't have male clients. I do. They're very special. But typically I'm meeting, networking with female attorneys, female wherever. And now that I'm going to be offering virtual workshops, I plan to expand my offerings to include both men and women. But yeah, networking, there's can be a negative connotation to networking, but it's really about building relationships, meeting with people and asking how you can be of service to them.
I agree.
And again, I have been supported and am supported by other female professionals in my world. I think we need more of that. Big time.
Absolutely. Yes. So let's talk a little bit more about your workshops. You talked about it a little bit in the beginning. What made you want to start these workshops and hold these beach retreats that you do?
Well, in 2005, I attended my first Jack Canfield Breakthrough to Success workshop, 7 days. And part of what we did was do some vision exercises and identify what we wanted to create or attract in 7 different areas of my life, of our lives. And on the fun and recreation side, I put, I want to spend 4 weeks a year at the beach. And I go, well, how am I going to do that? And I thought, well, I'll teach this. I'll just teach this material. Got home to Dallas and did some research. Galveston is about a 5-hour drive from Dallas, so it's close. And a lot of my network is in Texas. And I did some research on how much it would cost to rent a big house on the beach, because I wanted everybody in a house, not in a hotel. And it was like, oh no, that is so expensive. What if I do this and nobody comes? So I scared myself out of doing it. And then the next year I returned to the same workshop, had one of the same goals. I got home and sent out 30 emails, and 10 women said yes. So I go, there is a demand. There is a demand, and I'm not charging enough. So I added on another workshop the following weekend. And the name of the workshop is Get Out of Your Own Way. And we as women in particular can have challenges with that. So I finally got out of my own way, took a risk, and guess what? People came. And although it's hard to believe, in the period of 2.5 days, I saw transformations in the way attendees looked at themselves, their beliefs, and it's just life changing. And now I teach the success principles. Number one is take 100% responsibility for your life. And we have a lot of fun. And I have an annual retreat in November, and some of the same women return. Built a community, and the workshop is always different. Like I've done the bigger game or a couple of times in the beach retreat, and people love it. So they keep coming back.
That's so wonderful.
I'm happy.
Yes, absolutely. And I think a lot of business owners too do act a lot out of fear. And so they kind of put these restrictions on them. And once they can just let that go, so many things start to happen and start to really fall into place. And you really find your passion that comes out of what you're doing and why you wanted to do it in the first place. And let's see.
Did you experience a similar thing before you launched your business?
Oh, of course. I had the fear of I'm too young to own a business. No one's going to take me seriously. I don't know how to talk about myself in a way that is going to make people interested in what I do. I'm a professional organizer, and now going into the social media management world and marketing, I'm like, they're not going to think I have enough experience. I'm 28. I have a business, and they're going to say, I don't know. I want to go with something larger firm. But what I've learned working with the wonderful clients that I have is that it doesn't matter. If you know what you can do and what you're providing to them is going to be something valuable, then that's all you have to do. And clients are going to roll in, they're going to come and go. But as long as you are giving your best and enjoying what you're doing, that's going to show. And then it's going to pay it forth. And so there's different things. Like I just recently located to California. So my fear came back of, am I going to be able to have a network here? I spent 5 years in New York. I've got all of this audience that I've worked with and networked with. Now I'm starting from scratch again. Am I going to be able to do it? And so, I went into that defense mode of, okay, I have to get a side job because who knows if this is going to work, and just so at least I get to meet people. And one thing that changed that was this pandemic. A week after I moved to California, the world shut down. So I had to really start to think, okay, how am I going to restructure my business to fit this? How am I going to get the word out there about my business? And thankfully, I got a couple clients that then just started referring that they were like, oh, I know someone in the local area, and they put me in touch with them. And so then it started to help me grow that local network that I now have. And I'm proud to say 90% of my clients came from referrals of previous clients, which I think means a lot to me because I've always wanted it to be word of mouth. I didn't want to have to do all of the paid marketing and like your typical ways a lot of businesses start getting their messages out there, whether it's newspaper articles or advertisements in magazines, things like that. I just always felt that it was more genuine coming from someone I'd already worked with, because they're getting to share their experience that they've had with me. And I feel that it's already starting to grow that trust with that new potential client. So this series is called A Moment of Gratitude. What are you most grateful for in these lovely times of a pandemic 2020?
Well, most grateful. I'm most grateful. I'm grateful for a lot of things. The attitude of gratitude is just part of who I am. Right now, I'm thankful that I live in America, where our democracy is not perfect, but we are able to express our views and vote and make decisions. I'm grateful for that, and we don't have to look very far to other countries to realize how fortunate we are, in spite of some challenges. That's how we grow. I'm just thankful for nature, my spiritual foundation, my friends and family, and my little dog, who you might hear barking in the background. So I'm nearly always in a state of gratitude.
That's fantastic.
Even when things don't turn out the way we think they should, that's the seed of opportunity for something that may be even better. So I go, okay, what's next?
Of course. So now we mentioned the pandemic. Have you seen any changes in the way you do business, or because I know you mentioned virtual retreats? How has the pandemic kind of changed the structure and flow of your business?
It really hasn't changed it that much, because most of my coaching is done on the phone. I've coached people I've never even met, and this was before Zoom and all of our conferencing abilities. So I do some coaching at the University of Texas at Dallas in the executive MBA program. And I was meeting those clients by mandate who were meeting face to face. And we had to switch to Zoom. But it's all good. It's good. We'll adjust. We'll get through this, and it'll be interesting to see how things change as a result of the changed circumstances. Yeah.
Of course. So where can our viewers find you? What social media platforms are you on? And I know you have a website, which I've put in the chat box, so everyone has the link to that. But just let them know where they can find you. Okay.
You can find me on my website at katherinebock.com. That's KatherineBock.com. I'm on Facebook, and I'm on LinkedIn. Jocelyn and I will be talking later about expanding my exposure. My email address currently is kbock@careertalentcoaching.com. One of the things that I meant to say earlier, Jocelyn, If anyone is interested in exploring how coaching can help them reach their goals, whether it's a new job or promotion, or just getting clarity on who you want to be in the world, feel free to text me at 214-298-5401, and I'm happy to offer you a complimentary consultation to, like I say, for you to experience my coaching and for us to explore whether coaching is the right investment for you at this time.
That's wonderful. Thank you for that. I'm going to go ahead and open it up for any of our viewers. If you have any questions, go ahead and put those right in the chat box, and we can go ahead and share those away. And again, if you want to receive all the information we talk about today, we have a link on J Flower's organizing page. If you want to join our mailing list, everything will be sent out in an email, as well as a recording of our episode today with all of the links and resources that have been mentioned. So those will get sent out as well. All right. Catherine, do you have any questions for our viewers or for myself before we head out?
Well, it's really not a question, but a couple of things, a couple of opportunities I wanted to share with your group.
Absolutely.
I'm planning for 2021, and I'm offering a Get Out of Your Own Way virtual workshop January 14th through 16th. They're not all day. It'll be between 9 and noon on those days. You can sign up on my website or get additional information and see videos of referrals and testimonials from prior attendees. And then on January 29th and 30th, I'll be leading another virtual workshop. It's the What's Next? Playing Your Bigger Game workshop. So I would invite everyone listening to join both of them. You'll grow and develop and maybe even end up playing your bigger game.
That's wonderful. So Marilyn says, hello, Catherine. Thank you for watching with us, Marilyn. So again, everyone, if you want to learn more about her virtual workshops and sign up for those, or just anything more about what Catherine does, please visit her website at catherinebach.com. Again, that's in the chat box, so you can have the link. Catherine, thank you so much for being our guest today. And I look forward to more exciting things coming.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jocelyn. I appreciate it and enjoyed having the chat with you. And maybe one of these days you'll come to my beach retreat.
That sounds wonderful. Count me in.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us, and tune in next week for all new guests.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.